Only horizontal disabled folks, so this could still be vertical spawns, but getting into the introductions. Spawning here in the top right corner of the map, currently up one rather, with a 2-1 score in this best of 7 series. It is the Red Terran Puppy King, aka Byun.
And his opponents
Up here, Twitter.
Down here in the bottom right-hand corner of the map. Taking a game nobody thought really this was possible. Except for those few handfuls of people that are awesome.
Yeah!
Included. And he's playing as the Pink Sir, hailing from Poland on the team mYi. Can't believe I spelled vertical wrong, that was embarrassing.
If you'll find out more about DaNa, you can find him at Radic DaNa.
Yeah. I don't think we pimped up Byun's Twitter there before that.
Oh, there we go. So if you want to check out more about Byun, obviously you guys know where to find him. But of course, let's not forget the sponsors of today's event. Guys, we don't have some corporate sponsor. We don't have some great Razer type company behind us. No, we've got you, the viewers, and without you this wouldn't be possible. So thank you everybody so much for your donations. The donations we actually use specifically for this show match, listed down here in the lower right: Elo Run, Partoof, Maximus Prime, and Double O Higo. Thank you guys so much. Without you, today would not be happening. And I can't tell you how amazing these games have been so far. We had 2 really wonky openings, we had a third very solid game, and I can't wait to see how Entomb plays out.
Yeah. I mean, this is actually... The Overlord will see these, the lack of Raxus here and should actually realize immediately what's going on.
And
considering the fact that this is actually in Tomb Valley. Very, very, very common map for 2-Rax play.
Not even 2 racks, but like 4 racks, man. Like,
yeah.
I love watching players just make that full wall off. It makes it so impossible for a Zerg player to really counter and do anything, because if it's supply depots, yeah, you can go for some crazy bailing bust if you want, but no, not in this situation, not in this map. And I don't think DaNa actually saw... Okay, he saw the one of the racks, so that's a pretty good indication with the location of it.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, SP coming across the map. He's going to put a bunker down and try and just do a little bit of harass with this. This isn't really all in by any means.
Yeah. I mean, you do cut an SCV for it, but definitely. I mean, you can follow this up with a CC. Even 2 CCs is becoming the new norm. I don't know if that's going to stick in Hard to Swarm, but towards the end of Wings of Liberty, absolutely the case.
Look, he's already almost picking up a worker. If he gets the bunker down, he'll, like, absolutely force... Look at this, all these drones to be pulled to deal with this.
Unfortunately, he does put the low health SCV on the bunker.
But not focusing it down.
Yeah.
DaNa, he's got the Queens and the Zerglings coming out. Will it be in time is the big question. Pulling
Here comes
a lot
the
more
drone
workers.
pull. Unfortunately, leading the charge with quite an injured drone.
Yeah, just gonna instantly die, turn to mush, if you will, but pushing off these Marines, gonna cancel the building here.
The SCV does go down, so DaNa has stalled this enough.
But there's a second SCV, albeit very low. Spine Crawler coming down as well, and DaNa should absolutely hold this. Even if that bunker were to get up, he'd be in a fine position. Marines though with some beautiful control going into that little nook, that little Hax location, and the bunker does complete.
Yeah.
But DaNa does clean this up, and again, this is 2 racks pressure, guys. This isn't 2 racks all in or anything crazy like that. But it did force... Yeah, look at the worker count right now.
Yeah.
So many Zerglings, so many workers lost, actually, picked off through that.
And Byun is actually stabilizing here with his Marine count. He's going to be able to push up here, not necessarily do all that much damage as there is a spine up, but at least contain his opponent. Again, we see a situation of a lot of Lings forced, a Spine Crawler forced, and gas is delayed. Now at this point he does need to get some saturation going before he can like really justify getting gas. But that's going to push his tech back a fair amount of time.
Oh, that Marine just splats.
Yeah.
Spine Crawlers.
What happens on the Ohana match in a very similar scenario. We have Byun continually following this up with 2CC. Now we could actually see Mech as a follow-up here, a choice for Byun. It is quite common on Entomb Valley, and even after this 2 racks opening, as you can go for a full wall off and go for Blueflame Hellions behind it. As DaNa has been looking that he really likes to favor that Ling Bane composition in general in this matchup. Not fooling around with the
his control over it is amazing.
Hydra.
Like, it is just so immaculate compared to a lot of the Zerg players I've cast in the past. And I'm talking people like Snute, even. They'll tend to make that small mistake where you just have the Banelings on the front line, but every single game today, DaNa has had immaculate control with his Banelings.
Yeah, I'm quite impressed by the engagements he's been taking. On a consistent basis too. It's not like
Ooh.
he. Oh God.
Gonna lose that
no.
queen. That is really unfortunate. And
Speaking
Marine's just
of
gonna push up the
control.
ramp. There's nothing really here to defend. These Marines gonna pick up
4
an
lanes are being
Overlord.
made right now. If he does get a drone surround, the 2 queens can take this easily, but he cannot afford to lose another queen. He desperately needs those for injects to keep the drone count up.
He's pulling drones for the time being. Send
They're
them
actually
into
going
fight.
full filter on drones right now, ignoring the fact that there is a queen somewhat low HP. We'll be able to be cleaned up by DaNa there.
Really
And-
nice choice to just walk past that spine crawler too. I mean, you can go for a fight there and maybe pick off
Yeah.
the spine, but you'll lose half of your Marines in the process. But I
Yeah,
like this too out of Puppy King, Mr. Byun. I don't know, Panda. How many times have you seen it? He's actually very lucky with the way he spawned. But how many times have you seen players go for the tech lab in the middle of this wall, have it bust down, and just have that giant hole suddenly in the middle of 4 barracks?
Oh my god. I forget. He was playing against Life. I forget the team that they were playing in the GSTL, but a Terran player, and for life of me, I can't remember what his name was, ended up having his stim canceled. Wait, no, it was Byun! It was Byun in the Prime match. He ended up having his stim canceled 4 times in a row because he put it in the goddamn wall.
Yeah.
And Life went for Roach build. It was Byun, yeah.
So
I can't believe I forgot about that. Oh my god.
I wasn't specifically referencing BN, but looks like, yeah, it can happen to anybody. And, oh, okay, we do have that split up coming now. Tons of reactors coming down. He's going to have that production under full swing. Stim on the way, and I mean, right now, yeah, there's not a lot he can do. But there's not a lot DaNa can do either, so he's just buying himself time to get his tech up, going to establish his base very comfortably, and DaNa taking his third behind this.
Yeah. Getting a Bailing Nest out, continuing on with upgrades here, as is Byun getting those double EVs up. So yet again, we do have very similarly timed upgrades between both of the players, and this has become quite frequent in Heart of the Storm now that you can support like a easily dominant mid game, early late game from Terran with this like really heavy macro econ power upgrade style that really wasn't capable in Wings of Liberty.
One interesting fact I'd like to point out here out of DaNa too is he's the only Zerg player I've seen in a long time who doesn't actually go for that Overlord speed, at least not early. And I feel like critical scouting information, be able to send an Overlord into your opponent's base to see everything that's going on without it being picked off immediately is kind of a big deal, especially when you're playing someone like Byun. You have to know what's coming and when.
Yeah. This Ling, man. Troll Ling.
Piet Burrow would be 10 times worse.
Absolutely. The Spire has been started now for
An
DaNa.
interesting location for it too at the third.
I like this choice. Unfortunately, it is very vulnerable to drops.
Oh, especially with the
I
rocks
think-
still up. Oh my.
Yeah. I want to ping right now, but like in my opinion, right below the natural, the wall there, bridging the main to the natural behind the ramp is like the best place for Spire on this map, especially against a Korean Terran that drops all the freaking time.
Well, we got Puppy King Prime pushing out on the map. Mr. Byun himself going to be inside the base of DaNa here shortly. Speed is not quite done with these Banelings. And with this wall up, Panda, this is not going to be fun to try and take this fight.
Ooh, very nice target firing by Byun thus far.
Oh, but the Zerglings have this round. Nice pickup, though, with the Medivacs. Will
Yeah.
get out of there alive. But DaNa has saved his base for now. Because if Byun had got in there, even if he lost every Marine, just to take out that Spire, that would have been devastating for DaNa to have to deal with.
Byun's actually going for a drop, and DaNa pushing up here. He does
There's not
manage
a
to get
wall?
into the third base.
Yeah, the wall's not complete yet. He's going to get so many SCV kills here. But Byun's saying, alright, you know what? I can't get him to defend in time. I'm just going to push. And
Yeah.
DaNa with no defense at his third going to lose so much tech. Meanwhile, that drop unloading in the main. Baneling's not quite able to get out.
Oh, the Baneleys get beautiful connections over here at the third base of DaNa, and the Mutos will be able to clean this up. Unfortunately, losing a couple Mutos in the process, but the Medivacs are now free as well.
Not that much damage was done to Byun either. He did evacuate most of those SCVs out. I mean,
Yeah.
looking at this, 13 kills, 11 kills apiece. Not too bad, but
But stalling the push. Byun was going for
Yes.
a double drop at the natural. DaNa would have been hard pressed, even with the spine crawler there, to be able to deal with that. Because his Mutas, it was just that transitionary phase where he was like, oh, I'm going to put like 1,000 gas into Mutas. I can't morph in Banelings right now, really.
I like that. Oh, I'm going to do this.
Uh,
But okay, Tech
Sounds
left. Tech left taking a little bit of pepper, but DaNa despite having some of the best Mutalisk Harask I've seen in a while, can't quite do enough to be on. I mean, he's just on top of everything. He's got turrets up. Unfortunately, the position in the barracks makes it very difficult for his Marines to react to that particular position, but DaNa gonna swing here to the third. There's actually nothing up yet. A turret underway. He's gonna get some supply depots for free, no question about it.
If he gets these barracks building SCVs, that'd be a pretty significant kickoff as well. This potentially paving the way for future run buys. I like that choice.
Is that depot gonna burn? Byun's not repairing it yet. There we go.
There we go.
But DaNa taking another base behind this, and I love that he does this. So many Zerg players get so caught up with their aggression and their harass, they forget basics of like expanding behind it. But okay, here's that groundswell of units. DaNa, I feel, going a little bit light on the banelings.
Well, looking to catch Byun, unfortunately the Mutalists aren't really in position to be able to snipe those medevacs. Brilliant positioning of the Widow Mines thus far here.
Yeah, really
I like the
nice
fact that he's not choosing to put them up on the ramp. He's actually giving him a little bit of forward, wow, a little bit of leeway there to be able to micro behind it. Because if you put him in the ramp, there's really no place for the Terran to retreat to split. You're very, very clustered up here in this like very narrow ridge.
Yeah, Byun has been playing the sort of retreat game all day, and it's been working very nicely for him. And all these Zerglings have got to be careful. Almost getting that one Widow Mine.
Could potentially have been the game there.
Oh, well, he did manage the beta hit out, but unfortunately no splash damage. Yeah. I love that DaNa has been using that throughout the course of the day, trying to use the Widow Mines against Byun more than against himself. But here comes the drop in the main, and there's nothing here to defend it. No static defense once more, DaNa.
Far the way though. Scouting the hive timing is key for Byun though. That's a really, really big win. Oh, it's detonated actually on every single one of the mines. Huge misstep by Byun.
Yeah, retreating with these mines, but there's so many Zerglings here. DaNa with some great control though, gonna soak that with the Overseer. Nicely done, but loses a lot more Zerglings. Some Banelings clashing with these Marines. Will he have enough? There's still Widow Mines to go off, and is gonna send him back for the time being. Drop in the main did not actually get that much as it was picked up by those Mutalisks.
There is another little run by. Byun was under the impression that DaNa had already taken a fifth behind this, so he has to be feeling pretty good about that. Only halfway constructing his fourth at this point. The Lings are actually all forced down here to deal with this. Mutalisk should be able to clean this up, but meanwhile, Byun is using this to be able to engage forward. He just doesn't have the Widow Mine count to be able to press this. So he does need to build that up before he does choose to engage again. However, he's on a little bit of a clock here as the Ultralisk Cavern halfway complete.
Yeah, the Ultralisk Cavern's on the way, as you said, but more importantly, I got a comment, like, someone in chat was the one who brought this to my attention. I just realized DaNa's got almost no creep spread this game compared to every other match today. And oh, this medevac will go down, it's so low. 3 Mutalisks desperately want to get it, but not going to be able to. I don't know, I still feel there's a lot of Widow Mines here, but do you think it's enough, Panda?
I really dislike the fact that he has no creep spread, linking the third base and the natural base to that fourth, because obviously it's going to be the main target of Terran harassment.
Oh, this drop in the natural going to be cleaned up by the spider, at least delayed by it for a little bit. Nicely done. Medevac going to get picked up immediately.
Medevac does go down though.
Oh, he might get the queen. He's going to get away with 1 health remaining.
It's going down. Oh my god. And through this, we have the first 4 Ultralists on the way. Because of the way that the map is situated, most of the engagement areas offensively positioned from a Terran perspective, like where he would want to take fights, are in a very open space.
But we already have 6 Marauders on the way. Like, Byun was predicting this. He's like, alright, I've seen you do this every game so far today. Like, you're gonna go for those Ultras at some point, and no cancel on that base. Marines do pick it off. But I feel there's gonna be more than enough Marauders on the field to deal with this. Something that was definitely lacking last time.
And another drop is actually gonna be cleaned up here for DaNa. Will be at the cost of 3 Mutalisks.
Huge engage in the middle of the map, though. So many Zerglings being picked up by the 1 Widow Mine. Ultralisk going to charge forward.
Staggered very nicely, though, and the Ultralisk, he just doesn't have enough to be able to take these hits. Lost a lot of Banelings in that engagement.
Interestingly, though, we have DaNa actually choosing to mix some Infestors in this time. And I love that choice because all game, all day, you know, Byun's got those splits. What's the best way to stop a split? Fungal it before it happens.
Yeah.
And while Fungal doesn't have the crazy damage it used to, it's going to hold that chunk of army in place for those Banelings to actually connect, for the Widow Mines to splash damage onto their allies.
Double drop coming out here for Byun. I like the way he's playing this map. He's positioning the Widow Mines in the center and just taking map control positioning there, and then just opting every time DaNa is forced to engage, staggering back to
Oh, I
into
love
his
this.
production.
The drop's actually not the threat. It's drawing the entire army out of position as Byun moves forward. Windmines are already burned. So many overseas here. The Ultra's actually going to come in here and try and do what they can.
Beautiful priest thread by Byun. He has a very heavy marauder count now to be able to soak. Absolutely.
But the Ultras, they soaked all the Windmine hits. There's not a lot of Windmines left. The Zergling's going to just keep pushing forward. And both players, quite frankly, almost out of units. Byun going to pick up what he can. DaNa driving this back. The drop as well cleaned up. And we kind of got this awkward cancellation again of both forces.
The Mutalisk being pulled back there, I think, was much larger than the lack of a ground army there to be able to deal with his Byun's army initially too. I mean, not being able to clean up those medevacs and Byun just pretty much allowed to move 40 supply worth of Marines and Marauders into his medevacs and just boost away. It was really key there for Byun.
We finally have infestors making their way onto the field. And I'm really curious to see how he's going to utilize them, because a good fungal or two could change this game. A bad fungal could lose him the game. I've seen a lot of times where Zerg player will think they got that good fungal, bait themselves into a fight that they should not take. And I hope that doesn't happen here for DaNa, because Byun, look at this, he's got this monstrous army, does pick off one of the infestors, another one going to go down, that miss rally. A third infestor!
Oh my gosh.
So close.
So cost effective there from Byun thus far. Widowmines are all deployed.
Drop is picked off as well.
Yeah.
Mutalisk is very responsive.
DaNa doesn't have his macro hatch hotkey this entire game.
Oh,
I just noticed this now.
I can't actually look at hotkeys of this particular overlay, but that, yeah, look at all that larva. 29 larva on the field. I think it's all right there.
Ultra's Cavern is getting sniped here by the drop.
Widowmine's going off in the middle of the field. Ultra Cavern does go down. That's really going to hurt. He needs these Ultras so desperately badly.
But all of the Widowmines are actually deployed, and Byun doesn't have all that many more at his disposal.
And look at the middle of the field. Yeah, he's just being pushed. Brute force.
Drop. Oh, so many Zerglings just died there.
Drop at home, still trying to be cleaned up. These Marauders taking a lot of damage. Mike at the Bailing Nest. Panda, he's about to lose the Bailing Nest.
Oh no.
DaNa losing so many critical tech structures. Oh, finding himself with a planetary fortress to engage into. Not the best thing. So many Bailings going to clash into this, though. It might just go down. At least all the SCVs will. But here come the Widowmines, that burrow.
But at the cost of losing his entire army. He does have 15 Corruptors on the way, and enough gas to be able to morph a fair amount of those into Broodlords, but again, this Marine Widowmine composition is able to deal with them relatively easily, and most certainly cost-effectively.
The Broodlord's actually not too bad of a choice either. Now, I don't agree with him maxing out of Broodlords per se, but having enough on the field to have those Broodlings start soaking the Widowmines could actually be very much effective. But, man, he's lost his Bailing Nest. I don't see him rebuilding it anywhere. And he's going to have such a hard time maxing out on just Zerglings to fight the ground forces.
Yeah.
Again, so much larva here.
But if he holds this, he's going to be in such a good position going forward. It's just how many units is he going to lose trying to hold this? He's going to have to sacrifice the 5th base. It will not be able to stay up.
I love that control to be on, unburrowing all the Widowmines, not letting that fake, that sort of fake out happen. But DaNa, I mean, there's that dead space he can abuse, but the Overlords, or sorry, the Broodlords are on the wrong side of it.
Little squad of Marines here going up here and sniping all of the workers of the 5th, as well as the base itself.
And DaNa
seeing that his opponent is reburrowing the Widowmines, DaNa does decide to engage forward a little bit with some of his Ultras, but again, there's no support for these Broodlords.
But
if
a nice
the Marines
fungal.
get in range.
If he can fungal the units out, keep them away, Widowmines trying to burrow directly underneath the Broodlords, but
he's out of fungals right now. But the Marine count is actually getting really low.
I was going to say there's no Marines, it's mostly Marauders at this point.
The Widowmines just killed literally the last 7 Marines of Byun, only having 1 more remaining here.
But these Widowmines about to rearm, going to hit these Broodlords. They're very low, Panda. Here comes wave 2, Widowmines and Marines, and I think this is going to clean up DaNa. Zerglings on the way, Infestors flooding out, but just not enough.
With the Zergling reinforcement, he has this in the Corruptors. As long as the medevacs are fungal, should be able to take care of all of these medevacs.
I can't even believe what I just watched. Watching all those Broodlords die, I really wish he would have... Oh, actually, Corruptors getting hit here by those Widowmines, getting very, very low. No fungal growth on this Infestor, not enough energy. Going to try and clean this up.
The medevacs are really low, though, and this is really going to become a strategy.
But there's 3 Widowmines about to shoot so many drones here and catch the transfer.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
So unfortunate.
That was a good 7-8 kills between the 2 of them.
Byun's
6 more Infestors on the way.
Look at
Yeah.
the gas bank, man. That's insane.
I want a Raven transition. Byun makes this happen a lot, but like he really wasn't in a position to add in production structures at any point. You really need a 5th base.
Not even
secured.
Forget a transition, just spam it. Like, hold the R button down and go. But DaNa gonna find himself in some trouble with his base. His mining is getting quite desperate at this point. He's really relying on these expansions.
Yeah, there's the game. He just didn't have the units on the field. I really think that game literally came down to the 2 engagements back to back where Byun had pulled DaNa's entire army out of position. DaNa opted to keep the medevacs behind, or keep the mutalisks behind to deal with the medevacs, and then send his ground force to attack Byun. And every single time, Byun was able to retreat and retreat and retreat, eventually to his 4th base, where DaNa just sacrificed an ungodly amount of Ultras and Banelings, like really high intensive gas units. Along with the fact that he got his Baneling Nest sniped, and the Ultralisk Cavern by his opponent, and just didn't really have the wherewithal to immediately begin researching that, or he was just opting to bank on the fact that his spires would be completed.